Hey now, so we are at one of the real rare names and one of the very unknown, very less popular names, Andy Cooper. He was inducted in 2006 with the 17 other Negro Leaguers. And he was just someone that was lost to history. I've always wanted his autograph, mainly because he was very instrumental. He played with the Detroit Negro League teams for 9 of the 19 years in baseball. He also played a lot with the Kansas City Monarchs. And he died in 1941, just like lost to history. So when he got inducted in 2006, I'm reading off the names of inductees, and it wasn't that big into a vintage collection then. I'm like, who's Andy Cooper? And so still not too much is known of Andy Cooper, but he is definitely a Hall of Famer. And I don't even know who accepted his plaque, to be honest, in 2006. I don't know if he has any living relatives. Very little is known about him besides like that he passed away in Waco, Texas. So as I started to do more, there was this one autograph of his, if we want to consider an autograph. And I mean, I'm sure PSA has no database on it. Fortunately, you know what? Instead of me talking, let's dive into the autograph analysis of Andy Cooper. So I want to start right here. Now, before we get down here, fortunately, one confirmed autograph, no questions asked autograph of Andy Cooper is this one down here. And this is this World War I draft registration card. And everyone says, yes, this is him, Waco, Texas. That's where he's born, lived, died. So we know, again, he died at age 1941, a young person. But anyways, you can see right here. The only thing I would say unique about it is the ER. Somewhere looks like an N right here. But there's very little about it. But then there's this autograph up here. And there are really 2 photos like this. And this is considered, quote, an autograph. And I've been offered this. I don't know if this one or another one, but give a real quick history. This came back from Sotheby's auction house back here. This is from the 1932 when he was on the Royal Giants. They did a tour of Japan, and someone in Japan introduced all these autographs from the team there. And then you can see a Biz Mackey down here and that Andy Cooper right here. I know it's tough to see. This is from 2007, so it's tough to focus in. And there's another one right here. This is a team signed photo, apparently. You got Andy Cooper over here. You got Mackey down here. But again, the Cooper here doesn't look too much like the Cooper here. I mean, there's some resemblances. And then there's another, and again, I apologize, I can't zoom in here. But there's another Andy Cooper right here that's very similar to this one right here, which again, going back to here, is this Andy Cooper. So I originally saw this autograph in person myself. I'm going to go back to my main picture. I know you probably don't like looking at me, but I originally saw this myself in 2012 at the National. Kevin Keating had this at his table. He wanted, I think, around $8,000 for it. And that's a lot of money. And it's just a last name, and it's even printed. It's not even really signed. It's a print. And I go to him, like, Kevin, how do you know this is real? And he goes to me, how do you know it's not real? He goes, the provenance is amazing and like this and that. But again, I didn't know Ron's book was not out then. The only books were out there was like this one right here. And of course, Kevin Keating's book that he has an example with that is close. But if you look in Kevin's own book, it's not perfect. So, I mean, like, who knows what's real and what's not real? So that autograph sort of disappeared. And then 2 years ago, a dealer that I'd done a lot of business with acquired, again, one of these 2 autographs. And again, they're very similar, either this one here or, again, this one here. And you can look about it. And again, this is the one for sure that was offered to me. The dealer wanted originally $5,000 for it. He traded it to another dealer. I saw it at the National in 2021. Yes, 2021. And he wanted $7,000. Then it reverted back to the original dealer. He's like, I just want to get rid of it. Give me $4,000 for it. And it's just like, I had the money. I'm not going to lie. I had the money back then. But like $4,000, I just thought was a lot of money for, and it was by then the autograph, and I'm going to go back to it in a second here. By then the autograph, this one right here, it was back in a PSA holder. So it said official PSA holder, Andy Cooper, authentic. So, and it looks good, and I really trusted the dealer, but it's just I couldn't pull the trigger, and eventually it did sell for $6,000. But again, going back to this thread on Net54, all of a sudden, boom, this guy says, I came into an autograph of Andy Cooper. This is it right here. And this thing, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, this really looks like an Andy Cooper autograph. And if you keep scrolling down on this thread, it was on this program from 1933, 1934, and there were other autographs in the program. Like, for example, one is Jose Fernandez, you can see right here. And this is, I don't want to call it a common signature, but it's not terribly rare. He's a fairly common autograph. I've seen quite a few. And as soon as I saw this autograph, and the Frank Duncan is a very popular name in the Negro Leaguers, I knew that autograph was real. And I'm like, man, I want this autograph. And I wrote him and I went to him privately back and forth. And I said, I'll tell you what, I offered him like a lot of money, privately sale. I was like, listen, I knew it was real. And I said, listen, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars. I don't want to say it publicly because it never changed hands. But like, I'm going to give you X amount of dollars. And I said, I'll take it, pass or fail from PSA. Because I knew it was good. I knew it was good. I looked at his autograph. I've been studying his autograph. I knew it was good. He said, no, I think I'm going to take it to Heritage. Ugh. He took it to Heritage. And I go to bed. This is the whole thing right here. The Andy Cooper. Hold on, let me switch screens here. I'm sorry about that. He takes it to Heritage. And again, I don't blame him. This is the autograph right here. It passed PSA. And it sold for a whopping $18,000. This is probably the only full Andy Cooper autograph on the market. The sad thing to me was I go to bed. Let me get out of this full screen. It's one of those where you go to bed, the autograph ends like at 11 o'clock at night, live thing. And I go to bed and I put in my best bid. And it's one of those, listen, I put in my best bid. It was a real strong bid, I thought at the time. Higher than the estimates. I think the estimate was like $5,000. Whatever the estimate was, you can see right there. So, yeah, I think I put in a bid of like a lot. And just like I didn't win it. It would have been probably one of the most I've ever spent for an autograph. But I thought it was such a unique treasure to have an Andy Cooper autograph. I could say I'm the only one who has this obscure, unknown Hall of Famer, but it was not meant to be. But so there's one for sure autograph in the market that we know is good, the program. I don't know who owns it. I try to find out. I don't know. And there's 3 more of those photos. I know one, the team photo is owned by someone in the Net 54 marketplace. And I don't know who bought the other 2. But again, even though what's one of those, yes, they're encapsulated. But again, I always find it kind of weird because, like, listen, Kevin Keating owned that autograph. And when I saw Kevin Keating owned it, he was sure it was real. And now he's the head of PSA's head authenticator. And it's now in a PSA's new slab. So I'm not saying it's not real. It's just the fact that it was printed. I just did not feel comfortable buying the autograph as it was. I don't have much regret not buying it. So maybe I should have, maybe I shouldn't have. So, man, we got through a lot of tough C's. There was a lot of people in the autographs in the C's that I just don't own. So, but we're getting close to the end. We're moving on from a very rare autograph to a very interesting autograph from Stanley Konvalesky. I have a very unique autograph of his and a great story that I'm excited to share. But until then, as always, keep collecting.